Another Monster Jam event has come and gone, and today, actually this morning, the international stars were out in Cardiff, Wales today, and boy, did it deliver or what? You know, before this event started, I was just hoping that Chelsea VanCleave was just going to go out there, drive her heart out, and give it all she had at the end. And oh boy, did she deliver at the end of the event. But we'll get to that later on throughout the video. So, here's a recap of everything that would happen today. Of everything that went down in Cardiff. First, of course, racing. And it was a great stacked lineup. First, we had Brandon Arthur and Earthshaker against Peter Nyman and El Toro Loco. And, man, Peter Nyman, I thought he was going to roll that truck over, but coming around the final turn, Peter Nyman almost flipped El Toro over, but kept his foot in the gas, stayed in it, and almost made up the ground to beat Brandon Arthur, but just wasn't enough. In that race, it would go to Brandon Arthur and Earthshaker, and he would move on to the semifinals. Next matchup was, oh boy, this was, in my opinion, the race of the show today. Chelsea VanCleave Won, right there, yep, Sparkle Smash, against Joe Dennis and Zombie. Man, I knew Joe Dennis was not going to cut Chelsea any slack. But Chelsea VanCleave, that girl went full Zen mode. Basically full Tom Metz mode, if you will. And I mean, she just kept her foot in the throttle. And the matter of how close it was, and I knew once I looked at the replay once or twice, Chelsea had it. I just knew it. And boy, was I right. So, Sparkle Smash moves on to the semifinals to face Brandon Arthur and Earthshaker. Get to that in a minute. Then our next pair would be Michael Fathers Jr. and Megalodon and Geneva Keller, Thunder Roris. Now, listen. If you're a newcomer, someone who's still trying to get your feet wet like Geneva Keller, and you're going up against a guy who's been in the sport for about a decade now, who's a former World Finals Freestyle champion like Michael Fathers Jr., you gotta bring your A game. Now, listen, I will give Geneva the benefit of the doubt. I know she's still new somewhat, and she's still trying to get her feet wet. She's still learning how to drive one of these 12,000-pound machines. I get it. But come on, you gotta bring your A game against a guy who's been at it for a decade plus. Especially like Michael Fathers Jr., who is a World Finals Freestyle champion, like I said already. But, I mean, Michael Fathers Jr., without a doubt, one of the best to do it. And in the end, in that race, it would go to Megalodon Michael Fathers Jr. And he would move on to the semifinals. Then we got to our final round one race, which was Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger and Colt Stevens. Yep, that's right. Colt Stevens was in this event driving Monster Mutt Dalmatian. I felt like it was going to be a great race. But when you're in a new truck like Colt Stevens, you got to figure it out. But Colt figured it out first really quick, but just didn't have enough to beat Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger. So the semifinals were set. Earthshaker versus Sparkle Smash and Gravedigger versus Megalodon. First semifinal pair, Brandon Arthur versus Chelsea VanCleave. Now, something in my mind was telling me that maybe Chelsea could pull off the upset over Brandon Arthur and go to the finals and face one of the two very best, either Michael Fathers Jr. or Charlie Pocket. I was feeling that way. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was feeling that way in my mind. I felt like maybe, just maybe, Chelsea would have enough juice in that unicorn to sail her across the finish line and go to the finals. But unfortunately, that was not the case. I mean, coming around the turn, off the berm around the turn, Chelsea clearly cut the turn just a little too hot. She came in there a little too hot, and that would give the easy win to Brandon Arthur. But Making it to the semifinals, I'm okay with that. As long as she makes it to the Final Four, I'm okay with it. But easy win for Brandon Arthur and Earthshaker. That one stung, but it's fine. Semifinals, I'm okay with that. Then Megalodon and Gravedigger. Winner would face Earthshaker in the finals. And, whew, I mean, both of these guys went wire to wire at the finish line. It was close, but Michael Fathers Jr. just didn't have enough juice. And it would be Charlie Pauken going to the finals. So, Brandon Arthur and Earthshaker, Charlie Pauken Gravedigger, JCB Racing Finals. And, oh boy, this one right here was one that came down to the wire. But in the end, it would be Brandon Arthur and Earthshaker taking home the JCB Racing win at Cardiff and getting the first 8 points of the day. Then we jump on over to two-wheel skills. And, oh boy, everyone brought their A game. Everyone had some great moves. But I was not expecting Chelsea VanCleave to pull a combination move. Like, she literally got on the front nose of Sparkle Smash, hit a little moonwalk, then backed it up, put it on the tail for a combination move. Are you kidding me, Chelsea? A combination move? I rarely see that from her, but I'm not complaining. That right there was an amazing effort by Chelsea. I mean, you gotta give her credit where credit's due. I mean, the score was a little low, but who am I to complain, right? Who am I to complain? Fast forward to the end of the skills competition, and in the end, in the skills competition, it will go to Michael Fathers Jr. and Megalodon. And he would get 8 points after that. And he was going to be a tie-win for the overall event championship between Michael Fathers Jr., Brandon Arthur, and Charlie Pauken. I already knew it was going to be. Freestyle came around and, boy, everyone showed up and showed out in freestyle. So, Geneva Keller went first. It was okay. Joe Dennis came out, laid down a very solid run. And Chelsea VanCleave was the third truck to come out. And she started off a little bit slow, which I was okay. I was just giving her time to kind of get the rhythm going, get the momentum in. And then with about 60 seconds left, she just hit the gas pedal and kicked it up a notch. Even the nose came flying off at one point towards the end of her run. But I expected her run to be with big air, nice momentum, and maybe a wow moment in there. And the wow moment was the backflip. Like, she's hit the backflip ramp multiple times. But this is one of those moments where I felt like if Chelsea could just hit the backflip, maybe that'll get her the freestyle win. Boy, she nailed that backflip like it was nothing. I mean, did you see the height of that backflip she got? I mean, the height was amazing. Then after that, we had 5 more trucks left. And up next was Peter Nyman and El Toro Loco. Had a lot of good momentum. Had some nice big air moments. But it just wasn't enough to beat that 8.694 from Chelsea. 7.990 will be the score for Peter Nyman. And that will put us halfway through for freestyle with 4 trucks left. Up next was Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger. And this one scared me. The start of his run was just lights out. A classic Gravedigger freestyle. But with roughly over 40 seconds left, he hits the backflip, came up short, hit the front nose, tried to save it, but he ended on his roof with 40 seconds left, and I knew, when he left those 40 seconds on the clock, that it wasn't going to be enough for the freestyle elite. I felt like it wasn't going to be enough to beat that 8.694 Chelsea put up on the board. I felt like I knew that wasn't enough. But an 8.433, respectable score, considering he left 40 seconds on the clock. Anyway, up next was Colt Stevens in Monster Dalmatian. Again, same thing. Great flow, great big air, and just overall a nice freestyle. But again, not enough. 8.444 was the score for Colt Stevens to put him in second. That left us with two trucks. Brandon Arthur, Earthshaker, and Michael Vathers Jr. in Megalodon. Those two I knew were heavy hitters in freestyle. And I was shaking. I was not going to lie. I started shaking when the final two trucks were coming out. Brandon Arthur. I knew he was going to hit that backflip. He hit the backflip, but with 30 seconds left, he over-rotated a little too much, landed on the rear, and broke the back tie rod on Earthshaker. And he left about roughly 20-25 seconds on the clock. Granted, that is still plenty of time, but not enough again, 8.437. Then Michael Vathers Jr. And, I mean, he had a good run and all, but you want to know what he didn't do? He did not hit the backflip. I mean, it was just an all-out urban air assault in that run from Michael Vathers Jr. And I knew it was going to be close between him and Chelsea VanCleave for the freestyle win. I was just holding my breath, just praying that the fans were going to give Chelsea the win. Her score to beat, 8.694. Megalodon's score, 8.553. It was that close, but in the end, we take home the freestyle win in Cardiff. Chelsea VanCleave gets it done. And the overall event champion for today in Cardiff, it went to Brandon Arthur in Earthshaker by 1 point. 1 point over Michael Vathers Jr. You're welcome, Brandon Arthur. So, the final overall event results from Cardiff. I have it pulled up on my phone. Earthshaker wins the overall event championship with 20 points. Megalodon second with 19. Gravedigger third with 17. Sparkle Smash fourth place, 15 points. Top four, I'm good with that. El Toro Loco gets fifth with 10 points. Monster Dalmatian sixth with 9 points. 8 points for Zombie in seventh. And Thunder Roars rounds out the field with 5 points. Man, listen, freestyle win and a top four overall event result today in Cardiff. Today was a good day for us Sparkle Smash fans, including myself. Today was a good day for us. I'll take it. But man, Chelsea VanCleave is going to be in the LCQ for World Finals coming up in July. That right there was just a warm-up for Chelsea. And I'm happy for her. I'm all happy for her. It's all smiles right now in the Sparkle Smash camp after what Chelsea did today. I'm proud of her. But with that, that'll wrap up today's Monster Jam event recap. And if you are new, be sure to drop a like, comment down below what your favorite was from Cardiff, favorite moment was today from Cardiff. Subscribe and hit that bell to stay up to date with my newest daily Monster Jam posts that you will see when they come out. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Again, comment down below what your favorite moment was from Cardiff, in your opinion. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. And let's go Team Sparkle Smash.